There have been tens of thousands of visits to a safe injection site across the square from me here in downtown Toronto. Just a snapshot of the opioid crisis unfolding in our city. Well, today the Ontario government announced it intends on joining forces with BC in a class action lawsuit against dozens of opioid manufacturers and wholesalers. It also targets pharmacies such as Shoppers Drug Mart. How easy is it to become addicted to opioids?
Very. Yeah, I mean, I speak with a lot of people who, have told me that as soon as I tried it, I loved it, one time.
The untested lawsuit alleges drug companies helped trigger the overdose crisis by falsely marketing and downplaying how addictive opioids are when OxyContin first started being prescribed back in 1996. Pharmacies such as Shoppers Drug Mart are also being targeted by the lawsuit, claiming they should have known the quantities of opioids they were distributing exceeded any legitimate market.
Ontario has witnessed a major increase in opioid-related deaths, hospitalizations, and emergency department visits over the last decade. It is a crisis that has come with tremendous costs, both in terms of lives lost and the pressures it has put on our healthcare systems and on our communities.
Toronto addiction specialist Alexandra Perry has been working on the front lines of this crisis for many years.
What is the government doing to protect our community?
A recent Toronto Star investigation into disciplinary records from the Ontario College of Pharmacists found 241 who diverted massive amounts of prescription opioids into communities across Ontario. In several cases, pharmacists allegedly staged robberies at their own stores or used the names of dead people to fake prescriptions. The investigation also found that despite the introduction of the narcotics monitoring system back in 2012 that tracks the prescribing and dispensing of opioids, it hasn't led to a single arrest. Even though the handbook states the data will be analyzed by the Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care for a number of reasons, including the reporting of possible criminal conduct to law enforcement agencies.
I think that's my biggest issue with the government is we're really not doing a good enough job to, make sure this doesn't happen. So, it's manufacturers, it's the government, and it's practitioners. All three. It's a triad.
Now, Perry tells me she fully supports this lawsuit and is happy to hear that the government is promising any potential money awarded through litigation of this class action lawsuit would be reinvested into front lines of mental health and addiction services.